Welcome back to Wildsunne Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne. Please like and comment and subscribe and share this video if you like this video. Well, today I'm going to talk about having white paper in front of you, but really what you want is some colored paper. So I figured we could just start out pretty easily with some crayons. And choose some stuff, some colors that would thrill you. So I'm gonna do maybe some purple and red and throw some blue in there a little bit. This one's blue. This is blue violet. This is violet. Oh, just plain violet purple. This is plain red. What's this one? Red violet. Well, that's kind of cool. Beautiful. Just for curiosity. That is kind of nice. And this one is cerulean. That's a little turquoise for my taste today, although it's a beautiful color. Here's indigo. All right, I'm gonna push those away and trying to make sure that I'm more or less in the middle. Let's see, I was going to start out with reds and violets. So let's just start out with plain red. And this is a technique I'm calling crosshatching. And I really love the paper it ends me up with. That was terrible grammar. This is a great way to get some, well, it's a paper that's handmade, so there's no other paper like it in the world. All right, now I did this on purpose. I brought out, this is cardstock, by the way, which is just a little more heavyweight so that when I'm drawing back and forth, the paper won't fold up on me. So we've got some nice diagonal going this way. Now let's try with the other red, and this is red violet. It doesn't really matter. Choose whatever crayon floats your boat. And you'll notice that down here I did some test swatches. I could have just turned the card over, which would have been helpful. Or I can, when I'm using this cardstock, like maybe I'm making paper chains, maybe I'm making cards, like greeting cards or a birthday card or something like that. I've cut out part of the final colors to be the shape of a birthday cake or something. So I just won't use, unless I end up putting a lot of blue in this paper, and that won't, stand out as being odd and crazy. So you'll notice that I'm drawing on the paper below, which just keeps me from drawing too much on my desk. So I actually would love to see a little bit more of this red, the original red color. So I'm right-handed, and I'm just sort of facing the page in a way that's comfortable for me to draw a diagonal or draw a period. Given that I'm right-handed, if I was left-handed, I'd be doing it the opposite way. So watch that when you do that yourself, depending on how your arm swings and how this feels comfortable to you. Yeah, I like that with a little bit more of this red. Now you'll notice I'm angling the crayon to head off the page like this. Then when I come back, I'm kind of pulling against the lip of the paper. If I was, now here's how I would hold a crayon. If I hold it like this, then every time I go back, I'm more likely to catch this lip and it'll stop the crayon. So if I hold it so that I'm angling it against the lip of the paper, then that's helpful for me. Okay, so now what happens if we put on some purples? Here is violet, and here is blue violet. So this is going to be a little more blue, duh. So I'm going to wait for a sec on that one. Now, I've done a crosshatch from upper right to lower left, and from upper left to lower right. Now I'm going to try doing some drawing that goes straight across the paper, and because I'm right-handed, I'm just going to turn the whole page so that it makes my drawing arc pretty easy. Again, I'm angling the crayon so that I won't catch the lips of these papers. And the way to not make sort of a line down the middle, you'll notice I'm only coloring part way. If I made every swish this way end at the same spot and then came in here and did the same thing, I'd get a little bit of a line going down the middle, which would just, if I'm going to cut the paper there, it doesn't matter. But, you know, what if I wanted to draw a big circle, cut a big circle for some project out of the middle? So, you know, stop and start your back and forth in different places. So that's kind of nice, this very sort of fire truck, a red that's a little towards orange even, going this way, and then this red that has quite a bit of purple in it, and here we have violet going straight across. Now, with the fourth color, I hadn't really thought about this before, but it makes sense to choose 4 colors because they're 4 directions, although you don't have to. If you only want to mix 2 colors or even want to do the whole page in 1 color just to get the texture of this just to get the texture, so you did the whole page in 1 color. What was my point? Oh yeah, you can still do it with just 1 crayon, or you can do 1 color in each of the 4 directions. trying to mix it up here, not have the drawing kind of stop and start in the middle of the page. Now I'm seeing quite a bit more white kind of in this area. Let's go over that a little bit. Actually, I'm pretty satisfied with this paper. I am noticing, okay, so when I draw, I'm drawing a little bit in an arc, not really that pronounced, but there's a little bit of seeing some of these go down, so I can always turn the paper upside down. Now, as it happens, I do have a birthday that I'm going to celebrate for a lovely little girl, and I think what I'm going to do, this is about half the paper, so I want to do a birthday cake. Round. I'm going to pretend this is layered. Okay, so this is what I saw when I was cutting out my cake. Right? So you get that. And I can draw that on this. Actually, it might be a nice way to cut this out. So you can use this colored paper that we've just made for artist trading cards, as the background of a postcard, as an element, as I'm going to do in a birthday card. This sweet girl who is going to be 10 years old, used to live with me. Here, I'm going to turn this over so you can maybe see that a little bit better. And I'm going to redraw the top of the cake. There's that top layer, and bottom layer. Just make it so it's really visible, and then I'll make a little, actually, here's the candle, and the It's actually going to be 10, not 1. But I'm just going to make the one candle to show what I'm doing here. Okay. So I think that's too big to put in a card. Well, actually, I almost kind of like that. All right, so what if I made her an outsized card? And, well, I might do some sort of a border, but I can do that afterwards. And I guess we'll have it open up from the top. And we'll put a little glue on the candle. Actually, I'm going to sort of put a lot of glue on the candle because this part of the candle is going to be right where all the waxy crayon is. So I'm going to be robust with my gluing. So yeah, let's see. Isn't there a blue? Violet. Oh, there's indigo. What do I think about that? That's pretty good. I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but I used to think that crayons had pretty bold colors. And I feel like you have to use a marker to get a really intense color, or spend some time with colored pencils, you know, going over and over and over the color to get a nice dark deep color. So that's why I'm doing sort of over drawing the lines here, because I want something of a bold color. There we go. So here's my birthday card for this lovely girl who is a part of my life for a long time. And inside I'll write her happy birthday and send her my best wishes along with some treats. And yeah, so this is what happens when you make some lovely colored paper all on your own, and you can make it have you know, in any color palette that you want. You can do sort of browns and tans and neutrals. You could do all hot warm colors, you know, like oranges and reds and yellows, like that. Or you could use some lovely greens and blues and purples, and have some warm colors or some cool colors. You could use neutrals like brown and black and white, Yeah, you can really play with this however you would like to. And you can also use colored pencils. I don't know why that pencil is in there. The thing that's nice about colored pencils is you can get this wonderful little tiny narrow tip on it, which is very different, especially if you're doing a lot of drawing with a crayon. So sometimes I really like doing these cross-hatching color pages with colored pencils. And these, by the way, are Prismacolor, which is, they're a bunch more expensive. When my kids were little, these were annoying because pencils would fall on the floor all the time. My kids were little. That's normal. And it would often break the lead inside, like multiple breaks all the way up the pencils. So I'd go and I'd sharpen the pencil, and then the little chip of lead would fall out, and I'd have to sharpen it again, and the next little chip would, yeah. So that's obnoxious. When my kids were little, I found that Lyra pencils, those pencils that are like at least this big, really like as big as your pinky, just nice thick pencils, those actually, Lyra, and they're made in Germany or Switzerland, and I don't even know if they're sold here in the United States anymore, but those are great for kids. These are better for adults, but Prismacolors are wonderful colors, just really rich and yummy. So yeah, so here's one method I have, and I thought I'd do a little series for you on different ways of coloring paper. In case you don't have any, you happen to be in a situation without colored paper, but you do have some crayons, or if you just want handmade, hand-colored paper, where you can, sort of bring up the red and slow down the purple, or whatever you choose to do. So, yeah, so here's a fun idea. Oh my goodness. I wish you lovely birthday celebrations all the year round with all of your friends and beloveds. I wish you lots of fun, and just happy afternoons coloring papers, just because it's empowering. So yeah, lots of color and lots of celebrations. May they all go well, and huzzah. And happy birthday to this girl. And I'll see you next time. Okie doke. Bye.